Well, it's interesting because I grew up in a very feminist house. My mom's
Feminist? Oh, your mom was a feminist?
very much,
Okay.
yeah. She was an activist. She was a lesbian, bisexual, I guess.
Oh, shit.
I grew up from 2 years old to when I moved out, her being with a woman. She was a breadwinner. Um, as I got, and I was very feminist, very the exact opposite. Like 10 years ago, if I was on here, we would be like, but I have learned, it's just interesting because I never thought I would agree with a lot of what you say, but I do wonder. You're very harsh with a lot of things. So I wonder maybe what your childhood was like or how school was for you, how women were towards you.
Myron, who hurt you, Myron?
I'm serious.
Good point.
I'm serious. When I
Myron, who
watched,
hurt you, Myron?
no, seriously, I never
Okay.
heard of this podcast until I was about to come on, and I watched the videos, and my immediate reaction was,
Who hurt you?
yeah, I wonder what his childhood and what his school
Myron.
experience was and how women treated him. Not that you're wrong.
So I'm very harsh?
I feel like you're very harsh with your opinions when you don't necessarily have to be. Not that that makes you wrong.
I mean, first, well, most of it was facts.
Okay, with your facts. And
Yeah. So you're asking me what my childhood was like?
I did.
Who hurt you?
I was very curious
Emma, who
about
hurt you?
how your childhood was and how you were treated by women when you were in school and situations.
Well, this is actually an excellent question because you want to know something. It was my mom that taught me a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
All right, I grew up in a 2-parent household, strong masculine father, feminine mom. My parents are still together to this day, very stable household. We didn't grow up rich, right? I had to figure that out on my own. But it was actually my mom that warned me and told me, hey, don't marry an American woman. They're not going to treat you well. They're not going to cook and clean and take care of the house and all this other stuff. Don't marry a Western woman. I was like, Mom, what the fuck is wrong with you? Then as I got older, I started to realize, like, damn, a lot of Western women do have really bad habits that aren't conducive to a good long-term relationship. And guys really got to step their masculinity up to command respect from their girl and get her to submit. So
What's your cultural background, if you don't mind me asking?
Haram!
my family's from Sudan, Muslim background.
I do agree with that, and to a certain extent. And just like I was raised, I would always hear my mom talk about men, especially white men. White men are like this. White men are like that. And
White power.
until I got to a certain age, I was like, she's right. White men do this. White men do that. And I was against white men. And then I had to learn on my own. So even though it was a woman that taught you that, she kind of ingrained that in you, which makes you more like, this is the fact. This is it. You got to do
Here's
this.
the thing. What I've said aligns with what you've said a bunch of times. You've had an issue with your man because of his inability to be a leader and be dominant in the relationship and be the breadwinner, etc. This is what I've been telling guys all the time. You got to be the leader in the relationship.
I never said that.
She never said that.
You've been on and off with your guy for 10 years. Your actions speak louder than words.
We've broken up a couple times.
And you've broken up with him every single time.
Yes.
So that tells me volumes about the status of the relationship and the fact that you're the breadwinner in the relationship. I only need to know a few points, a few facts, and I'll
not
know
necessarily.
what's going on.
I broke up with him in the beginning because I was just young. I didn't want to be in a relationship.
He belongs to the streets. Is he black or white?
He's black.
He's black.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew. We can already tell.
My point
but
is
I had
that
a lot to learn. Like I was very like no one could deal with me at that. I wouldn't even deal
Here's
with
the thing,
myself.
ladies. The way I communicated with you during this podcast is what I call direct communication. Direct communication is when you say things how they are and you don't sugarcoat it. This is how men communicate with each other. We just tell each other how it is. If a guy's fat, you're fat. You're a loser, you're a loser. You need to step your game up. The problem is that women don't do well with direct communication. You guys need things, sugar-coated, sprinkled with a little bit of, sugar. Oh, it's okay. You're not that fat. Wear my black dress. Oh, no, queen, you go ahead. As a matter of fact, a bunch of you guys actually cheered each other on when they said stupid shit.
Yes, God.
But the thing is that women enable each other to be terrible women. But men, we have to be very honest with each other because if a guy's a loser, he's not going to get laid. But if a woman's a loser, she could still find a man. So what I'm saying is that women really struggle with direct communication. You have to say things a certain way so they can absorb it. And I'm not really here to fuck any of y'all, so I'm just going to say it the way it is. Hey, this is what men like. This is what they don't like. This is what it is. 1 + 1 is 2. Or if I might say 1 + 1 is fucking 2, doesn't change the fact that it's 2. But you're more concerned, not you, but women in general tend to be more concerned with how I said something versus what was said.
Yes, queen.
Women have a very tough time understanding facts if it's not said a certain way. Which, I mean, I don't really care about that because it's direct communication.
Period.
My goal isn't to sit here and get laid and make you guys feel good. It's to tell you guys the truth of how the world really works and how men really think. If you like it, that's cool. If you don't, it's fine. But I promise you, if you watch the show back and take some of my advice, you'll probably be able to lock a guy down long term.
Facts. And that is real honesty.
And the thing is that guys that make money, a multimillionaire, we all think this way. We all think this way. I'm telling y'all. At least the guys that you want. The assertive, dominant, masculine men, traditionally masculine, that are the leaders, breadwinners, etc. We think this way. We don't want hoes. We don't want girls that are used up for the streets. We don't want girls that are fat. We don't want girls that are obnoxious. We don't want masculine women. Sorry. Just like you don't want a guy that's a bum, that's broke, that's fat, that's a loser, that's not confident, not ambitious.
Short.
Men have standards too. Just that we don't tell you guys because you can't handle the truth.
That's why niggas lie.
Yeah. All right. Any comments? Nothing else? They're like, fuck this shit. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Albo Ace, I do the